the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal. The supplies you will need is a ground tarp, a tent, a hammer to help set up the tent, hiking boots, a book bag, a sleeping bag, a pillow, extra clothes to change into, food, sunscreen, bug spray, a flashlight, batteries for the flashlight, matches, and finally a first aid kit. The Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, abbreviated as the C&O Canal, and occasionally called the Grand Old Ditch, operated from 1831 until 1924 along the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. to Cumberland, Maryland. The canal's principal cargo was coal from the Allegheny Mountains. This is Washington, D.C., the start of the C&O Canal Trail. This is Cumberland, Maryland, the end of the C&O Canal Trail. The Canalway is now maintained as the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal National Historical Park, with a trail that follows the old towpath. This trail is a distance of 184.5 miles and was designed as the first section of the U.S. Bicycle Route 50 on October 23, 2013. The C&O Canal began as a dream of passage to Western wealth. Operating for nearly 100 years, the canal was a lifeline for communities along the Potomac River as coal, lumber, and agricultural products floated down the waterway to market. Today, it endures as a pathway for discovering historical nature and recreational treasures. Throughout the trail, there's a series of 74 lift locks, each of which would raise or lower a canal boat about 8 feet to the next level of the canal, a procedure which generally took about 10 minutes. Besides lift locks, a number of river feeders and guard locks also had to be constructed. These locks allowed water from the river to flow in and out of the canal as needed. The guard locks also served to protect the canal during flood periods. Lock 33 played an important role in John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, as John Cook, one of Brown's crew, worked here prior to the raid to gather information on the armory. Today you can see the lock and the iron gate that closes the bypass feed. The Potomac River, borders the Chesapeake and the Ohio Canal. This is the bike trail that was designed in 2013. Lock 29 is a near mile marker 51 on the canal and can be accessed from Lander Road as one heads east from Brunswick to Point of Rocks or vice versa. The Lock House is a small, quaint structure that is in very good condition. This is where Lock 33's gate used to be. This is the person's house of Lock 33 who would open and shut the gate when needed. The Chesapeake and Ohio Railway was a Class I railroad formed in 1869 in Virginia from several smaller Virginia railroads begun in the 19th century. This is not the original Chesapeake and Ohio Railway, but trains are still used today to transport coal from place to place. In 1799, the first federal armory was built at Harper's Ferry. By 1840, the United States Armory and Arsenal changed from a craft-based production to manufactured by machine. The armory was John Brown's target on the night of October 16, 1859, when he and his Army of Liberation marched down the C&O Canal towpath, his goal to start a slave rebellion. Aided by lockkeeper John Cook at Lock 33, Brown's crew crossed the railroad bridge into Harper's Ferry and stormed the armory. 36 hours later, Brown's vision was crushed as he and his followers were captured in the Armory fire engine house when U.S. Army Marines led by Robert E. Lee stormed the building. Brown's trial and execution focused the nation's attention on the moral issue of slavery and headed the country towards civil war. During the Civil War, Union and Confederate troops moved through Harper's Ferry frequently, with the town changing hands 8 times between 1861 and 1865. Today, a visit to Harper's Ferry provides many opportunities to explore 3 national park sites: the Appalachian Trail, Harper's Ferry National Historical Park, and the C&O Canal National Historical Park.